Kahala Limna Yaha Bashim Yashai, Bahashim Rachak Wadash, and double disagreements on apostles, Thali How Thali Yashai, for giving the strength in order to make this video as well. As you know from the title, demons imposing more confusion right now. Because as you can tell from the Telegraph article right here, it says the teacher who said good afternoon girls forced to apologize in gender clash with pupils. And obviously you can tell, you can already tell what this article is about anyways. Some demon out there, demon flipping saying they want to be called by their pronouns, which again is just more and more confusion. So it says here, the philosophy and religious education teacher said she was managed out by senior staff after refusing to use only preferred pronouns. You see? You know, it's pretty much the same. This is the similar type of story that we hear. People always want to be called by their flipping pronouns. You know, you got this right here where it's like it's a student saying it to the teacher now. You know, that's the state of folly that we've come to. So the teacher claims she was left humiliated after being made to apologize to pupils at a private girls' school for calling them girls. You know, which we're going to get into the scriptures as well, man. You know, about really a man not wearing a woman's apparel, but that also represents the fact that Yahweh Hashem Yahshua is not the author of confusion. Yahweh is not the author of confusion. Which we're gonna get those scriptures too. You know, because you know, as you know, but before I get the scripture, let me read on. It says pupils at the £20,000 a year school complained and said not everyone in a class identified as female, with one pupil challenging the woman to acknowledge their pronouns, man. So you know that one demon said, "You gotta call me by by these pronouns." So the philosophy and religious education teacher was forced to say sorry after saying "Good afternoon, girls" at the start of the lesson, which really all of them were all females, man. There's nothing wrong with that. Obviously, it's just Esau's confusion getting into people's heads, and this bullshit about gender dysphoria, which really is just a demon anyways. It's a demon that's affecting people. And, you know, Esau's just allowing that demon to spread even more. So, it says the philosophy and religious education teacher was forced to say sorry after saying "Good afternoon, girls" at the start of the lesson. Students wrote all their names and pronouns on the board the following day, with one of the children, using the pronouns they, them. Again, confusion. They also held a lunchtime protest after she refused to acknowledge. Imagine, students are actually protesting just to defend that bullshit. Anyways, they also held a lunchtime protest after she refused to acknowledge their request on usage and said she would need to involve parents if pupils' preferred pronouns differed from their biological sex, the way the Most High created them. In other words, the Mail on Sunday reported, in an ongoing review into child and adolescent gender dysphoria, again, it's a demon, okay, last week, the teacher said the problems began in May 2021 after some year 7 students complained. So these are some young guys, man. I don't know what they call it in America, maybe 7th grade or something. But, you know, it's pretty much around the first year of high school. Over here in the UK, called a secondary school. So that's like the first year of secondary school, year 7. It could be 7th grade in America, I'm not even sure. But the point is that there's some young people, man, doing this nonsense, man. And you know, as young people are, they're quite malleable in terms of being able to influence them. That's why, you know, you got Esau pushing his agenda into those what's it called? The children's shows as well, man. You know, you got the children's shows on Netflix, and basically children's shows of which children are watching, and eventually that gets into their heads, and obviously society pushing it into their minds as well, and eventually that's what influences them to then adopt that demon, man, gender dysphoria and all this nonsense. confusion. So going back, says it came less than a week after the sixth form's diversity and inclusion prefects did an assembly on pronouns and on gender and pronouns. And the thing is, this is another nonsense that they include. Diversity and inclusion was never a flipping what is it? It was never a role of a prefect back in the day, man. And when I say back in the day, that was back in the day when I was in secondary school. In my time, which was just a few years back, man. Because I'm still young. You know, still in my 20s. Well, really just jumped into my 20s. So the thing is, in that time, we had all the prefects' role was just to oversee the other students and really take up what their intentions up to the head teacher or some other teachers. You know, that's really what the role of a prefect was. So it says here students were allegedly shown a video discussing gender identities and sex being assigned at birth. Verse see, I said verse. I need to get the scripture. See, it says I was told that they made placards with slogans such as, and then you see the text right here. The teacher said. So obviously, you know, they got some strong demons over there, man. As I said, I don't know if I've already said it, but it's a private school, man. Remember, this is a private girls' school. Right here. It's a private school. It happens in public schools as well, because I hear right now they still got them. They got those guys, you know, those guys, you already know what I mean. They got those guys in the public school as well. So continuing on, continuing on, it says before the end of the week, I was in some sort of disciplinary process. The head of the year was telling me I had to apologize to the girls. So again, she really doesn't need to. No, the point is she doesn't need to apologize, but of course, because of Esau's kingdom, you know, she has to grieve the enemy quickly, man. Whether she be a flipping Edomite or not, she's got to grieve the enemy quickly in this case, because it's a madness right now, man. It's a madness. This is how we got to get out of it. Anyways, let me get this first scripture. Okay. Okay. It says, arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted. It shall destroy you, even with a sore destruction. You know, with even elaborating with all Esau's pushing out right now. You know, he's got his technology, where he's gonna perform those flipping miracles that are gonna deceive a lot of people. You know, you got AI, you got his the bionic eyes that he wants to use, you know, to heal the blind in his own way, which really again goes into those miracles. He wants to put a chip in people's brains to then make them and sell it to them and say that you'll be able to think fast and do all this stuff that he's gonna label as cool, you know, to tempt people to take the mark of the beast, man. Which really, you know, is a chip in the head and also the chip inside the arm. You know. So again, all that also just goes into the pollution that Esau's brought up, man. And even Esau just polluting the lands and everything. And really the pollution goes into the minds of people as well. You know, getting demons to get into people's vessels and then spreading even more demons, just making this place more and more corrupted. That's why it says, it shall destroy you. Salakia. Yeah, let me get back. Wait. Technically, if I did this. Okay, can't. So arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted, it shall destroy you, even with a sore destruction. And you know those videos where you got up to 2050, predictions up to 2050, 2091 or something, 3000, whatever, all those videos, if you were to actually live that long, it will be finished. That's why Yahweh Shemashai said, it shall destroy you, even with sore destruction. Right there. So Of course, we gotta get out of it, man. That's the point. We gotta get out of it. Let me try to get another one before I then read a little bit more. I think, wait. Where is it again? Oh yeah, I said I was gonna get the one where man and woman should not be switching apparels. They shouldn't be switching clothing, man. You know, what a man wears, a woman should not wear. What a woman wears, a man should not wear. Plain and simple. And this is the scripture that backs that up. The woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man. Deuteronomy 22 verse 5. The woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man, neither shall a man put on a woman's garment, for all that do so are abomination unto the Lord Yahweh thy power, thy God. So again, you can also link that to the fact that Esau's got confusion where a person which is clearly female is saying they want to use other pronouns that doesn't pertain to female. They, them, which is just, again, confusion and demons that are operating out. So, you know, that's what this goes into anyways. You know, this is just a simpler format of it. Right now, you know, Esau's got his nonsense spreading into people's minds and just overcomplicating things. Anyways, that's really the point. It says, the woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man, including the flipping pronouns that pertaineth unto a man. Because, you know, what pertains to a woman should stay with a woman, and what pertains unto a man should stay with a man. Obviously, this is referring to clothing right here as well. Which you still got some, you know, those guys in the community, you know, you know what I'm talking about, okay, when I say community. He pretty much performed this abomination right here, man. Wearing intersexual or intergender garments. Should be clear what I'm trying to say. But anyways, that's that scripture right there. Let me go back to the article and see what's up. So it says she was forced to apologize to the girls, you know, even though really she's not supposed to. I mean, she doesn't have to, but of course, you know, that's her job. Anyways, let's see. There's some important stuff here. Well, it's near the end of the article anyway. So the teacher who asked to remain anonymous to protect the pupils said she was made to stand to one side as the head of the year addressed the pupils, saying no one here would want to hurt you. Addressing the children on her behalf, the head of the year said, I am sorry you're upset. Explain no one here would want to hurt you and you're really loved by us. So really it's just comforting words just to flipping make the demon calm down. Anyways, it's all just nonsense and cloudness. So the teacher feels she was then managed out by senior staff who refused to extend her one-term contract at the school, which is a part of Independent Girls Day School Trust. The Telegraph was contacted the trust, which declined to comment to the Mail on Sunday. So really, she said then managed out by senior staff who refused to extend her one-term contract at the school. So she probably could have been sacked then. You know, people losing jobs over just one simple thing. Imagine that. And she was what's funny as well is that she was a philosophy and ethics teacher, whatever they call it, or philosophy and religious education teacher, as they said here. You know, right there. So the thing is, even though she's teaching philosophy and religious education, she ain't going to be teaching the truth, man. She's definitely not going to be teaching the truth. And anyways, that ain't even a place to even be teaching the truth, because you still got demons in the place, man. As is this one. You know, flipping protesting this nonsense right here. Again, demons spreading everywhere. Esau strengthening these demons. Really, you know, it's just the Most High's will playing out. Evil gotta play evil, and good gotta play good. So let me get speaking of good and evil, I think it's this one. No, it's probably verse 22 or something like that. Oh yeah, verse 21. It says, hath not potter, Romans 9 verse 21, hath not the potter power over the clay of the same lump to make one vessel unto honor and another unto dishonor? So of course Esau's the vessel unto dishonor, which evil's got to play evil, and the vessel unto honor is Jake. And obviously, specifically in this time, it's really referring to the elect as well. Before 2,000 are then going to be reborn under the elect in Yahushua's kingdom. So anyways, that's another lesson. But the point is, this is the folly, this is the state of confusion and nonsense that we're at, which is why we've got to get out of this kingdom. And really, we have nothing to really expect in Esau's kingdom, man, apart from sorrow, pain, and disappointment. And just go away on Yahweh Shem Yahushua before we then can actually have some peace and true happiness, true cheerfulness and joyfulness, man. But yeah, let me see what else.